Can you please share your story?
Yeah, my story is about my innocent son that is currently in prison for things he knew nothing about.
Do you think race played any factor in the outcome of this case?
I'm appealing to anyone that wants to come to our rescue, please, whichever way.
Can you please confirm your name and where you are based?
Yeah, my name is Mrs. Olainka Ekinriola, and currently I reside at Bermondsey in the Southwark, not far from Elephant and Castle. That's where I currently reside with my family.
Okay, so Olayinka, let's talk about your innocent son who you claim is currently in prison. This young man, what does he do for a job?
Um, Last year, he secured an admission into University of Leicester in September. So until the unfortunate incident, he was a year one student at the University of Leicester. That was last year, 2025. He secured an admission into University of Leicester.
So he was a university student when he was jailed.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Awaiting sentencing is being remanded, awaiting sentencing.
what was he studying?
He was studying marketing.
Marketing. Okay. Tell me more for those who doesn't know your son. How old is he? Where was he born? And tell us more about your son.
Okay. My son's name is Oluwatobiloba Ekinriola. He was born on the 19th of December 2006 at King's College Hospital here in London. And he did all his primary, secondary education here in UK. And by God's grace, he'll be 20 years this year. He's known to be sociable, generous, kind-hearted, friendly, and he doesn't undermine, he doesn't snub. I mentioned he doesn't undermine and he doesn't snub because we come to that later as the reason why he's found to have befriended the person is currently being associated with this incident. So he is known to be easygoing, gentle. He's a lovely boy, but he has always been a victim of a bully. Right from not only him, the whole family. We've always been victims of bullies here in UK.
So you believe that your son is innocent. If he is innocent, why has he been found guilty?
I do not only believe that he is innocent. Apart from being a mother that knows the son to a level, the evidence provided by the prosecutors show that he is innocent. Apart from the statement from the witnesses, the statement provided, the CCTV played during the trials, nothing linked him to the ugly incidents. So, by God's grace, I'm assertive that he is innocent, apart of him being my son.
Okay. Now let's not talk. He was a university first year student. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Does he have any criminal conviction?
No, sir. By God's grace, no.
Do you or your husband have any criminal conviction?
No, sir. By God's grace, none of us.
How many children do you have?
In total, I have three. Oluwatobiloba being the first. Then I have all the girls, Abisola and Adesola Akinriola. So I have three by God's grace.
Okay. And you and your husband, you guys work.
Yes, sir, we do work.
Okay. Has he ever been associated with any gang related activities?
No, not at all, sir. No.
Okay. Now, let us talk about the incident that led to your son being found guilty. Can you tell us what happened, and how did you find out?
Okay. It happened last year, November. When I think one TikTok influencer posted my something describing my son that is done something like himself and his gang have done something that they've robbed. He's mentioned loads of things, and then when people saw it, they started contacting the younger sisters and as well as my son. So it was later on that I got to, I think the same day they came to me and they notified me that, oh, mom, this is what is circulating on the social media. So as a mother, I was tense and worried that, oh God, what's going to happen with this kind of social media circulation? So my son and the younger ones tried reaching out to the TikToker to explain what has happened, but she wasn't listening. So we advised my son, and my son said already he's made up his mind that he's going to call the police to go in for questioning that this is not the narrative of what has happened, that he would go to the police. So he called the police, and when he called the police said he shouldn't bother coming in because they're not going to act on the social media judgment, because this is just social media judgment, that he shouldn't bother coming in. As well, he's not a suspect. I saw she shouldn't bother coming in. So we have evidence of when he called the police and when they advised him not to bother himself. And before we knew it, on the second was the last time we heard from him. On the third, we couldn't reach him. We tried all we could because he said that he would have called us in the morning, or we, as family, would have called him. So when we were not hearing from him until evening, we were worried. So I was even at work when a colleague advised, why can't we contact the police? Could it be that he's been arrested? Because already remember the news of that false narrative has gone viral. So people say, could it be the incident we discussed about that we saw your son? And so I was relieved from my duty to go home. So when I got home, coincidentally, I saw my husband on phone making a phone call to Leicester Police Station. So when he called them, they said because he's now an adult, I suggesting they're not going to disclose anything to us, that we shouldn't bother. But we pleaded that, listen, he has a parent. They said no. So they did not disclose anything to us, that we should wait to hear from the solicitor, the legal representatives. So we waited, and I think the following day, they now contacted us that my son has been remanded at the Leicester Police Station. So I saw his third, fourth, we did not hear from him until the fifth, which was on Friday, when the legal representatives contacted us that he's been taken to court and he's being remanded again. So we couldn't attend whatever hearing they did. So on Monday, on Sunday or Saturday, they reached out to us that we should get ready, that on Monday it will be brought back again to the court. So the dad, myself, and the two sisters, we all went to Leicester court. So when we got there, it was not listed. It was meant to be listed for hearing. It was not listed, and it was not brought to the court. So the barrister tried to discuss with the judge that he needed to be heard. If not, there won't be opportunity for him to be bailed or to be released. And the court did it on his behalf, even though he wasn't brought to the court. So the prosecutor didn't want him to be released. They said no, he shouldn't be released. And the judge asked them a simple question, that why were they insisting that he shouldn't be released? And the barrister mentioned that, oh, he is a threat to the society. And the judge asked him in what way? And the barrister responded that, oh, from the statement that they provided. And the judge, I think the judge believed that, no, you cannot decide a case on the just written statement without evidence, because the judge asked the prosecutor to provide an evidence, and when he couldn't provide, and that's where he gave a verdict that my son should be released on bail. And that's how, so immediately he declared that he should be released on bail. So we traveled to Nottingham, because he was remanded in Nottingham prison on Monday, the 8th of December, to go and get him upon the judge instruction that he should be released. And that's how he was released on bail, that he should be signing Monday to Sunday at the Suddock state and police station, Monday to Sunday to be signing. And he was tagged as well with electronic device on for that duration of time until, and we were in and out of court. We were going until the trial actually began 2 weeks. It lasted 2 weeks in this June and ended on the June 19th, when they decided that they concluded that he was guilty.
So this individual who the police said that this individual was involved in robbery, blackmailing, GBH, and your son participated in the criminal activities. Is he friends with your son?
No, they're not friends. And I think they're just acquaintances. They sense that. I remember I didn't mention that he joined the school in September. So he met the, the corporate in October, the first party. Unknown to him, the corporate is not a student. Is I think he sometimes stays with some people. I do not know much about that. So according to my son, because the kind of person he socializes a lot and he mingles a lot. Whosoever he meets, they just is free to go. So when they met at the party and they took pictures together, not only with that offender, there are lots of people that is taking pictures with a free mind. So in November, when there was a general invite, it was thrown open that there is going to be a party again in November, that for people, freshers to associate and they to mingle with one another. So they went together to that party. So about eight of them, they were in the Uber, they booked Uber and they went together to the party. And then when they got to the party, according to the statements as well as evidence given, when he got there, as usual, he started socializing again with his acquaintances that he saw. It was actually a party, an apartment party, not all party. It was an apartment party. So according to what they claimed, there were about 40 people that attended. So when he was done socializing with other people, then they discovered that his people that they went together were nowhere to be found. So while he was searching for them, so he was hearing a noise from a particular apartment again. Remember, it was an apartment, but a room. So he said when he opened the door, the atmosphere, was odd. So already he saw a guy challenging the offender, that the other guy, that he wasn't going to pay. He wasn't. So when he saw that the argument was intense, and that has what was happening, and the offender replied that, oh, they stolen the celebrant's shoes. As such, she's trying to get the money off these people that he has captured. That he suspected that they were the one that stole the celebrant shoes, so he's going to get the money off them. And my son straight away said, you know what, I don't want to be part of this. And he walked out. He said, no, he didn't want to be part of this. Then he walked out. So after the whole party and everyone was returning, so they were going out again and they left the party. So when they left the party, he said while he was sleeping, people, not quite a few hours later, people were calling him. And he was surprised the way his phone was bursting, that why were people calling him? And when he now picked the call, they now said to him, that, oh, if he was aware of a robbery that happened at the party. And he said, he replied that no, there wasn't any robbery because he was there. There wouldn't have been any robbery. And they say, no, he should wait. And he will confirm that there was actually a robbery. And okay, he was waiting. When people started coming, say, anyway, whichever robbery, they will call the police. So that was how that one ended for the robbery incident. So the other one that happened was tannery from, even that this is not another hostel. Apart from his own hostel, there is many hostels in that vicinity. So there is one called tannery that he goes even sometimes before this incident. If I call him, oh, where are you, mommy? I'm at tannery, because sometimes they do go not with the offender, other students, and they confirm in the court as well that they do go to his room to play FIFA. The station, guys, they do play FIFA together. So if they're not in my son's room, they will be elsewhere playing the FIFA together. So when they call him that, oh, Toby, are you coming to Tenerife? Which he's always been going. It's not his first time. So, oh, you'll be coming. And before you know it as well, the offender as well called him and said, oh, he's coming to Tenerife. And it's like, oh, he's being called already that he's coming. He will come later on. And when he said, according to my son, when he was done, he went there. But when he got there, he saw the way the guys were standing as usual. He just went on his phone. He left them and went elsewhere. And one of the people that attested in the court confirmed that when he arrived at Tannery, he saw my son elsewhere. He was on his phone, and that was the statement. And this one of the things I'll be buttressing. The people should please investigate if my son's statement match with the evidence given in the court. Because if my son has already given a statement that he was elsewhere making a phone call, and someone different, neutral, confirmed that my son was actually elsewhere making a phone call when he arrived at the place. And then after a while, my son said when they were not playing football or whatever, so he left. and we didn't know what happened. And guess what? Part of the event that happened at that location, those charges were being put on my son as well, like the issue of those victims being robbed again, like the issue of one of the victims being brutalized. That there was a video circulating that a guy was actually brutalized. I couldn't watch it, but my husband saw the video and said it was brutal as well. My son wasn't there.
Did you take your solicitor or your barrister yourself?
No, we did not. It was provided by the government. It was a legal aid um
Barrister, legal rep.
barrister, yeah, legal rep, legal rep.
Why did you not take your own legal rep?
Because it was provided, him being a student, and we believe, okay, if they provided, we shouldn't do much. But now we are looking back and thinking that, oh, if we knew, we should have maybe taken our own against the government barrister.
What did you say the league? What did the legal team that was given to you? What did they tell you at the end of the case?
Um, they said two things, which I believe maybe because the barrister was disappointed for him to have said that, because he shouldn't have said that. I believe he shouldn't, because he said, oh, maybe they see you as being pompous, as not indicting the offender. And my son has the question that how could he have indicted someone if he wasn't at the location? He can only say what he saw. Like the issue of claiming that there was weapon. Remember, he said he wasn't there. He only came and asked the question and left. So he's not going to say what he didn't see. And the other one, they said, oh, maybe because the way it was about 4 or 5 hours interrogation from the prosecutors, and he was saying the way it was, and they're referring them to a statement that what I've just said now, can you please check my statement? Can you please, that kind of that confidence that what I'm telling you now is what I've put from onset in my statement. Please look at my statement and see that what I'm telling you is still the same. And the another thing that the victims, they never mentioned stolen shoes, that was what led to whatever made the offender to deal with them the way he did. But it was my son that mentioned it in his statement. And when they asked them, they actually confirmed that was what led to them being apprehended and being dealt with, that the guy claimed that, oh, shoes have been taken, shoes have been stolen. And they established that fact. I don't, and oh, sorry, Mr. Frank, I remember something, the issue of baby gun. Because
Yeah.
when they were asked about the baby gun issue, they said it's like about 3 of them saying, oh, there was use of baby gun, and some said no, they did not say baby gun. That's why I said there were lots of contradictions from the victim as well. In as much I feel for them, if actually there was a robbery or there was any sort of assault on them, I do empathize with them, because no one deserves to have gone through such trauma. But their words, because if you claim to be in the same place at the same time, your words should be the same. It shouldn't be contradicting. Another one that they said they saw the guy with the weapon, like a knife. When they were asking them to describe, some were saying it's as large as this, it was as tiny as this, asking them because they were saying different things. So their words were contradictory. I'm not saying it never happened, but if you're claiming that someone has witnessed something, they should be able to prove that, yeah, the person actually did something. So go ahead with your question. Again, you just ask the question.
No, I'm just saying that I think the
Oh, the
question.
one that they said BB gun was used.
Yeah.
And they said there's no way BB gun would have been used without any bruises. Did any one of you sustain injury? They said no. Was any of you taken to hospital? No. Did any of you call at least to be a record that there was the usage of BB gun? They said no, they never. And they asked them why. They said they couldn't be bothered. So you know what I mean? That it's a contradiction of a claim. Because if BB gun was actually, although I don't know what BB gun is, but they believe it's something that can cause injury. But if any of you were claiming that you were shot and there wasn't any mark, no injury, nothing to show that BB gun was used, I don't know what to say to that.
So is there any evidence like CCTV that shows that your son actually left the scene? He was not present when the robbery took place?
No, it wasn't only my son that was in that apartment. It was when the party was over and people were coming out again that they showed, the party goers that they were leaving. And so, like I said, the only things that are captured when the party goers entered the property and when they left. Those were the only two events that my son was captured. other things that were being shown, like those carrying the stolen items, like some guys were captured on CCTV actually holding on to the stolen item that their victims claim were taken from them. And one of the barristers has the question that, okay, where are these people? If you're claiming that it was association, crime by association, where is this? Where is this? Where is that? And the police said it categorically that they were invited, but they declined invitations. And the barrister has them further that, okay, but you do not have to wait for them to come over. You have the right to go and arrest them the way you've arrested others. The police just nodded. He said he just shrugged his shoulders, like you didn't understand why they didn't do it, because they say if you've invited a suspect and the suspect didn't turn up, you have every right to go and use force on that person. They kept quiet. And they asked another question that, okay, money were paid into these people's accounts. Where are they? Those people that collected the money, they were invited, they didn't turn up. That was the police response. That, oh, they were actually invited, they didn't turn up. Then another barrister has that. Okay, if they didn't turn up, did they proceed to investigate the accounts? No. Why? We were waiting for authorization, but they said in case of a robbery, you do not need authorization to investigate someone's accounts. Why didn't you do that? So the police were like, they just shrugged their shoulders like, we don't know. So my bone of contention now is that if you're claiming that you've done uh, a vigorous investigation, that you've captured a blackmailer, you've captured robbers, then there should be evidence. These were the people that we saw on CCTV. These were the people that money were paid into their account. These were the people that were linked, that even those that came that appeared, they confirmed that, yeah, they partook of the crime. They were exonerated of all charges by our innocent son, that nothing linked to him, nothing, no, even everything that were taken from his properties, his jacket, his trainers. They asked them simple question: has any of the victim identify the property in Toby's property? They said no. So why is he holding on? They asked him, I wasn't the one. They asked him, why is he holding on to his stuff? If you've taken something and no one has identified, up to now, they've not released any of his properties, his iPad, everything they were taking, none has been released, even though it wasn't identified as part of the stolen item.
So you're saying that, just to be clear, what we're talking about now is, according to the information that is out there in the public domain, this party was advertised on social media and a lot of people went to this party.
Exactly.
Are you saying that your son arrived? Was your son present when the robbery took place, or he wasn't present?
He wasn't present, and they confirmed they wasn't. Yes, sir.
Is there any? But he arrived on the scene and he left. Did he saw any robbery and decided to say, no, I'm not. This is not part of me, or did the robbery not take place when he was there?
I wouldn't know what he said, and they confirmed that it wasn't. It could be that there was a robbery, but it wasn't there. And if I thought there was like an altercation, remember when you walked in, if you remember, and you saw an intense environment, like one guy say, I'm not going to pay anything, and he asked what was happening, and they say, oh, they've stolen. Say, no, I don't even want to be part of this, and he left.
Is there any evidence to show that at the time the robbery was taking place, your son left the building, like CCTV, that he was walking on the street or trying to get Uber back home? Is there any evidence that he actually left the building?
No one left. No one. People didn't know, because it happened in another separate room. So people were still there. So it was when everyone was tired and they were leaving. So it showed people departing the apartment. So that's the only part that showed people leaving. So different people, including my son, random people leaving. And another thing, when the victims were being asked if they were robbed, they asked them that, did Toby, YM, his nickname, did he demand money from you? They said no. Did he threaten you? No. Was he aggressive towards you? No. So what made you think it's part of them? Oh, we believe he's playing the good and bad cop because he was just looking, he didn't do anything. And mind you, remember, after the incident, they reached out to my son. Remember the video I sent you? Some people were reaching out to him, asking him to help them get their stuff back. And my son said to them that, how can I get something I've not taken from you? I didn't take, that I didn't take anything from you. They said they know. They said, then why can't you contact the person yourself? Oh, we thought he's your friend. He's not my friend. I've told you, it's just the way I've met you people that I've met him. And they said, okay, no, if you can do us a favor and get us our stuff, we will not include you in whatever we are trying to say. I remember I sent that to you. They said, oh, you know what, we are not going to include you, but if you don't help us, then. Another one said, oh, that they are sorry that it's going down for something he knew nothing about. Remember the audio I sent you that the guy said, "Oh, we are sorry, you are going there for something you know nothing about." And remember during the cross examination, they asked them that did he threaten you? No. Did he take money from you? No. Did he do anything? These people said no to everything, which my son has already said.
Okay. Okay. So what is the next stage now? Your son has been found guilty, him and Richie, and the police said the sentencing is on the 27th. Am I right in saying that you are planning to appeal the conviction?
Definitely, we have. Now, the sentencing has been moved to 20th now, 20th of July. I
Okay.
don't know, yeah, because we got to know when, because we've not been able to see my son since 19th of June when they found him guilty. He was remanded straight away. So we've not seen him, but he's always calling us from where he is. So he said, apart from the legal representatives apologizing to him for failing him despite his innocence, that they've told him that they've changed the day from 27 to 20th now. So we're trying our best with God and with our people. We trust in miracle that there will be divine turnaround, because at the end, if the case is being revealed, going by the overwhelming evidence of him not partaking, because one question was being asked, they said by association. If you're claiming by association, then people that are directly linked to these crimes, where are they? None of them. The only person by association is my son. That has nothing to do with it. Other people that were arrested, like I said, those being seen, none of them. And those they were arrested, that they even confirmed that yeah, they partook of it, but they are sorry. They were exonerated. Another one, that a guy was laughing when the guy was being brutalized. He was laughing scornfully that you could see. And they say he shouldn't have done that. It was left off. So I don't know the issue of racism. I'm not going to say racism play part of it, because other two they were discharged and acquitted. They're black as well. So I do not think the only thing I can say racism could have occurred was when because the family we've been subjected to different profiling in the past, even up to now. Please.
And you are going to get this time around, get your own solicitor, your
Please.
own barrister, right?
Yes, by
If
God's grace.
there's anyone who is watching here who has legal expertise that you think that Olayinka could benefit from, you can reach out to me on the number that is appearing on the screen, and I will put you in contact with the family. And if you have any story that you want to share with myself and the team, you can also contact us on the number shown on the screen. We will always consider it if we think that lessons can be learned. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to this channel. So, Lainka, I want to, I
Mr.
want,
Fry, please, can I quickly say this, please?
go ahead.
Whatever help that we get from people, from professionals, experts, please, it will extend to all this. That because with this my son's case, I am assertive that there are lots of innocent people in prison. Because at the end of it, or when the case is being reviewed, when investigations are being done, I am assertive that there are innocent people in prison. So whatever assistance that are extended to us, please, it will go a long way, because people will now start helping other people that may be victims of a profiling as well as a false narrative.
It's
Please,
okay. So you continue to maintain that your son is innocent of the charge.
by God's grace, by God's
Oh,
grace.
so the police said that uh, your son Olayinka was convicted of
No, this
nine.
I am Olayinka is Oluwatobiloba.
Sorry. They just said, I'm just looking at it from the BBC's website. They just say Oluwatobilola Akinlola was convicted of 9 counts of blackmail, 4 counts of robbery, and 2 counts of actual body harm. That's ABA. He was found not guilty of 1 count of blackmailing. So they said, according to the information there, he was found guilty of up to like 9 counts and found not guilty of one. That is a police account. So this
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
go
Mr.
ahead.
Fry, remember the BBC that put the story there. They're part of government. Remember, it is government case. BBC has never. They have been biased, because if they're not biased, they have every right. Even everyone has the right to be heard. because they put the story out there, not investigating. I just mentioned to you that nothing linked him, and those that were directly linked, that even CCTV showed them, statements prove that they are linked. None of them is being found guilty. So why is my son being found guilty? Because of profiling that I mentioned to you. Remember the incident whereby we were brutalized by the police, that we were beaten up mercilessly. It was false allegation. At the end of the day, they discovered that it was false allegation. And I believe they are aware that we are in the midst of taking legal steps, even though we've not started. I believe it could be one of the reasons that they believe that, you know what, let's put this narrative out there to quickly portray him as a bad guy so that there won't be empathy when the video is out that this family is being brutalized by the police.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, and I think that a lot of people who watch this video would make up their own mind. Hopefully, someone might reach out with new information. As somebody that with legal, as who is an expert when it comes to legal matters, might reach out to you, and I will put them in contact with you as soon as anyone reaches out to me. If you see any value in this content, you can support this channel by giving a like and share and subscribe. If you have any story that you want to share with myself and the team, you can reach us on our WhatsApp number and we will always consider it. So, Lainka, I want you to use 30 seconds because there are victims. We must not forget about the victims in this case. I want you to spend the last 30 seconds, no more than 30 seconds, to make your final appeal. It could be to the authorities, ask for help with legal advice, legal expertise, whatever you want to say. You have the floor. 30 seconds.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening to my story. Please, I'm appealing to anyone that wants to come to our rescue. Please, whichever way, we just come to our rescue. That's what I can say. He is innocent, and at the end of it, oh, you will know that I'm saying the truth. That he is innocent. Please, whichever support, more any form of support, please help us. Because at the most, since the 19th, he's been there. We've not set our eyes on him, despite the overwhelming evidence that he is innocent, as I've maintained and I'm mentioning. Thank you, everyone, in advance for coming to our rescue. And thank you so much, Mr. Frank, for giving me the platform. And if there are other questions, they can always reach out to you. Then you can question me, then I'll provide evidence because people may need evidence of whatever claim I've made today. I'm 100% I'm willing to provide it. And another thing, if they might say, was he befriending such a person? This is the family he came from. People that know us well, they will tell you that this is the parents. We are always willing to help, and with open hands, please.
Okay. Thank you so much, Olayinka, for joining us. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to this channel. If you have any story that you want to share with myself and the team, you can reach us on our WhatsApp number and follow us on all our social media platforms. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much.